Hey everybody, it's Tim again, and today I have the fourth of five releases from NECA's Universal Studios Monsters line. It's The Invisible Man, the 1933 classic directed by Frankenstein director James Whale. I say the fourth of five because Bela's Ultimate Count Dracula came out already. I was so excited to get the sample of that one as well as The Invisible Man from NECA that I actually pushed the Dracula up one slot as far as the reviews goes. But of course, The Invisible Man features the powerhouse performance by Claude Rains in the title role. Dr. Jack Griffin. You actually don't see him in the film till the very last shot, which should explain why we don't get a portrait of him in this particular release. But let's start with a 360 look at the box. Per usual, beautiful packaging by NECA showing the Invisible Man in his various poses. Of course, the easy way is to not have any bandages on him at all. But let's be honest, the package, the head sculpts look really, really cool. So I prefer to go with that Invisible Man look as opposed to the invisible head and the invisible hands. You'll notice on the packaging too, Gloria Stewart starred in this film as well. And of course, the interesting bookend to her career was that she played Old Rose, the older version of Kate Winslet character Rose in Titanic in 1997. So that film, of course, is now 25 years old, and they're celebrating the anniversary of that. And but I'm celebrating the release of The Invisible Man. Now we're looking at 90 years old for this picture, so that's pretty amazing. So I'm going to grab this here and give you a look inside of the package really quick. Without too much glare there. As you can see, we got three portraits. You would say that because of the invisible head, two of those portraits are empty, which makes complete sense and is very, very cool. He does have the fake hair sticking out of the top of those wrappings, though. And, of course, he's got those cool glasses to conceal, what would be a couple of holes there for eyes. So this is a different sculpt than you're seeing with other Invisible Man releases. What you have gotten before, at least with the Sideshow version, is him in his robe. So that's a little different. But we're going to break this out of the package and give you a look at the Invisible Man figure from NECA. And here's an out-of-package look of the Invisible Man figure from NECA. And again, big thanks to NECA for providing this sample to me for review so I can bring these monsters to you. Of course, this is one of my all-time favorite genres, so I've been in heaven for about the last year and a half or so since this came out. These figures have been coming out. You got the collector sets as well, the accessory sets in the back there with the Mummy and with Frankenstein. There's one coming from Dracula as well. Who knows what they can do with the Wolfman, but I tell you what, I would love some lab stuff for the Invisible Man, a lab table where he can mix up his potions, his concoctions or whatever, have more books that keep his secret formulas in. Let's give this a 360 look right now, and I've included all of the extras with this figure, and per usual, NECA's been very, very generous about including some extras with this. Of course, in addition to the one head sculpt that he's wearing, you have two others. Again, the bandaged head look. You actually have a couple noses, actually three noses. For some reason, there was an extra pair of noses that were packaged there. And what I'm going to do is stop this and bring this up to you so you can get a better look at there you go, the portrait that was packaged in the box. Okay, I think really so far this is my favorite. I don't know why it is. Maybe because it's all put together. But once I try out the other head sculpts, that'll be cool. Now, of course, we have his beaker here with his potion, which is really cool. I put that in his hands. Again, this is nice for an Invisible Man release because, the thing that Sideshow did, the figure they did, I do believe he was in a bathrobe, or his robe, his lounging jacket, or whatever. So this is a different look for him. So you have to admire what NECA did as far as giving us a different look for the Invisible Man. Now, I'm just going to give you a closer look at some of these extras here. Again, I alluded to the extra noses, and I would imagine what you're going to get there, because we actually have a third one, is that you can use it with this particular head sculpt here. Okay, and there we go. That's a nice look at that. And again, it's a head sculpt, but technically it's empty. Not there, it's solid for the neck, but inside, but still such of a cool look, so detailed. Looks like actual wrappings and hair, fake hair, of course. And they even go so far as to give us a patch of fake hair here as well. And here we have this head sculpt. It's kind of giving you the unwrapped version of the Invisible Man, the unwrapped head. And let's see if I can get that in a better focus for you here. It all depends on the natural light which I'm shooting in. So I will get it for you eventually. There we go. So there it is from the side and the back. Again, I just love it. Really love it. I love stuff, as far as details. Obviously, gloved hands that he uses. We have one pair here. Okay. And these were actually the ones that the character was wearing in the package, which I removed so I could give you that beaker look right away. All right, so we have those there. And then just an extra one. This, what's really nice about this, the material is really, it's not too soft, but it's sturdy enough where you can pry it open and say, hold this book of formulas if you wanted to, okay? You can see how it holds on to that there. And whether we can actually interpret what is being written in here, I don't know. This is all a bunch of scientific gobbledygook, and I can't even tell you if I got the book right side up or not, but I'm trying to give you a better look at it right now. There we go. So if you can figure out this formula, you too, like Claude Rains, like Dr. Jack Griffin, can make yourself invisible. So again, just a really cool little extra that I'm glad they include in this. And then of course you have the extra pair of dark goggles as well. I like to, sometimes these things can be too delicate. I don't know if I want to try it just yet, but presumably you can, well, it looks like we can give it a go right here. You can slip it over his head and it'll work with this particular head sculpt. So let me give that a go right now. Yeah, it's working pretty well. Okay, there we go. I have to position that a little bit better, but I think you get the general idea. Yeah, it fits pretty well. And then, of course, in there, you can slide in one of the artificial noses to do that. So what I am going to do is move this backwards and bring this figure back into play. And I'm going to remove this just to see how easy it comes off. And it comes off relatively easy. And then again, you got the peg hole in here. You can just pop that in if you want. There it is. Again, it might take some time. Maybe when I take a pause, I'll slip that nose in there for you. But again, these head sculpts and the joints, not the joints, the peg holes, everything slips in relatively easy. It's not a chore. Okay, let's put that one in. And there he is. You get that invisible look. I could probably, what I can do here is slip the goggles on this one in particular and see how that looks. Probably would work pretty well. Again, I want to be very, very gentle with this. I do not want to end up snapping something, although it does feel like it's relatively sturdy and I'm not going to have any problems with it. So there you go. You can get the goggle look here as well. So yeah, very, very impressive figure. I'm going to take a pause. I'm going to put all of these Universal monsters together, including another shot of this guy who I just reviewed. And again, if you subscribe to my channel, please hit the bottom button lower right to subscribe, where you can go back and you can see reviews of Bela Lugosi's Ultimate Count Dracula figure and many more. And I'm back with all 5 of the Universal Monsters figures from NECA so far. This one's starting to show up at brick and mortar places, but, obviously the best bet is online. If you look around enough places, you're going to get a decent price on shipping, if not free on shipping, especially if you pre-ordered this figure. So you can look forward to that. The Dracula isn't quite showing up yet, but the others are definitely available at brick and mortar, and they run about anywhere from $33 to $35. And again, it's a great price considering all that you're getting. If you look back to all of those accessories that they provided for the Invisible Man, I mean, you're getting a great deal. Plus, on top of that, I mean, just look at the sculpts. They are all spot on. I mean, if you look at the Bela Lugosi Dracula in particular, it's amazing. It's like Bela stepped off the screen. The Boris Karloff sculpts for The Mummy and Frankenstein's Monster. Of course, Lon Chaney Jr., you have that bonus sculpt of the actual Lon Chaney as Larry Talbot in there, which is just stellar stuff as well. So I can't recommend this line enough. Next up, we're going to have the NECA accessory set for Dracula, and once I get that, of course, I will be reviewing that as well. And of course, we have The Bride of Frankenstein coming up. We have Creature from the Black Lagoon. We have Phantom of the Opera featuring Lon Chaney Sr. So this has been a great couple years for Universal Monsters collecting, and I am so glad that Universal took the initiative to take on this license. Now, quickly before I go, if you notice, I have switched out the hands on this one. They're darker gloved look here. And of course, inspired by one of the scenes on the package, I have him holding the book, which is pretty cool. Again, if anybody can figure that out, I think you can make yourself invisible. So yeah, this is pretty cool stuff here. That he, and just another great accessory, an absolute necessity. Again, I'm really hoping that we get an Invisible Man accessory set. That way we can start building up a lab, right? We can get all those beakers and books and notes and all those sorts of contraptions that you see in all those great Universal Monsters movies. So my name is Tim Lammers. I review cool movie toys and TV toys. Again, I'm looking forward to talking about the Dracula accessory set. Again, thank you to NECA for providing me all of these figures, and I'm so happy to bring them to you. And until then, I hope you can find these either in brick and mortar or online and enjoy this wonderful line as well. Happy toy hunting, everybody.